I stare at my reflection in the mirror. Why am I doing this to myself? Losing my mind on a tiny error. I nearly left the real me on the shelf. No, 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 no. Don't lose who you are in the blur of the stars. Seeing is deceiving, dreaming is believing. It's okay not to be okay. Sometimes it's hard to follow your heart. Tears don't mean you're losing, everybody's bruising. Just be true to who you are. You are, you are, who are you? 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 You are a child of God. Rich blessings are in store if we but learn to do His will. We'll live with Him once more. Don't lose who you are in the blur of the stars. Seeing is deceiving, dreaming is believing. It's okay not to be okay. Sometimes it's hard to follow your heart. Tears don't mean you're losing, everybody's bruising. There's nothing wrong with who you are. You are a child. You are a child of God. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with who you are. Lead me, guide me, walk beside me, help me find the way. Teach me all that I must do to live with Him someday. Don't lose who you are in the blur of the stars. Seeing is deceiving, dreaming is believing. It's okay not to be okay. Sometimes it's hard to follow your heart. Tears don't mean you're losing, everybody's bruising. Just be true to who you are. You are a child. I stare at my reflection in the mirror. You are a child. I see a child of God. I look at your reflection in the mirror. I see a child of God. Real talk, real life, good love, good night with a smile. That's my home. You are a child of God, and He loves you. So be true to who you are.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for watching this video. I really hope that this inspired you and moved you in some way, whether you're a boy, you're a girl, wherever your background is, whatever you look like, whoever you are a child of God. And I hope you felt that when you watched this video. A little backstory into the video. Quite a few months ago, I had received my patriarchal blessing, and I know I was kind of late on that train. I had received it, and I was driving home one day And I have to pull over into the mall parking lot because I'm bawling my eyes out. And I call up my mom and I'm like, I don't know, I'd been thinking, like I wanted to do something with the song I'm a Child of God. I didn't know what, but I knew I'd wanted to sing it or do something with it, but I had no idea. Up until that point, I pull over and I'm bawling my eyes out and I'm just like, oh my gosh, Mom, I have to make this. Like, I don't know why. I don't know like what I'm gonna do with it. I'm just bawling my eyes out. I'm crying. I need to make this right now. I need to make some sort of music. I don't know, something with this. Because I just had the strongest feeling inside of me that I needed to do this. And it was it's definitely like the most I'd been pushed and inspired to create a music video ever. And I'd been thinking, okay, you know, I've got to do something with I'm a Child of God. And then I was kind of, you know, going through listening to some different songs, and then I heard Jessie J's Who You Are, which I had heard plenty of times. I've been a fan of Jessie J forever. But I heard it again, and I hadn't heard it in a while, and then I thought, who you are, who you are, who you are, who are you? Who are you? And I felt like the song didn't really answer the question. And I've been thinking, okay, there's another song that I love, Colbie Caillat's Try. And I was like, oh, this is an awesome video. I loved it. But then I felt like we have a lot of these empowerment anthems and songs that are supposed to help us when we're feeling down and like to feel better about ourselves and to lift our self-esteem. But then I felt like it was kind of like, you know, the songs will say something about, you know, you're beautiful the way you are and who you are, and like the way you look is great. And to me, that kind of, it made me feel good, but then the next day it wore off. And I thought, you know what? That's just putting your worth back onto your looks. It's just putting it back onto superficial things that aren't going to last forever and really aren't a determiner of your worth. And I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, you're beautiful and all this stuff, but like when it comes down to it, where I get my self-esteem from can't be my looks. It can't be how talented I am or how not talented I am, or, you know, whether my shape is in style or not, or whether, you know, having straight hair, whatever, that wears off. And it's not lasting. And I thought, okay, I love these. These are so well-intentioned, and I love these videos. I love Colbie Caillat's Try. I love Who You Are by Jessie J. But I was like, there's something missing. And I was listening to Who You Are, and then I thought, the question, who are you? And then I thought, I am a child of God. That's what it's missing. That key element, that I am a child of a Heavenly Mother and a Heavenly Father. Nothing else matters. That's it. There is nothing that anyone can say. There's no random opinion of someone. There is no measure of talent that can change your worth. Literally nothing can change it. It is infinite and more than you can possibly imagine. I like to think, we see God and we think, oh my gosh, he's infinite, knows everything, all powerful. And then we think, you know what? Knowing all that he knows, knowing everything about us, every imperfection, every flaw, every whatever, he knows everything better than we know ourselves. And yet, he still thinks we're amazing. He thinks more than the world of us. What more could you need? Period, end of story. It doesn't matter what your neighbor says about you or people online, or that's it. He loves you. You're a child of God. I want to read a quote that absolutely love. This is by Thomas S. Monson. Your Heavenly Father loves you, each of you. That love never changes. It is not influenced by your appearance, by your possessions, or by the amount of money you have in your bank account. It is not changed by your talents and abilities. God's love is there for you whether or not you feel you deserve love. It is simply always there. And that goes for your worth. That's the same thing. They go together. There's nothing that can change that. That's what lasts. When you're feeling down, when you don't feel good about yourself, that's the key thing. Nothing else matters. It's so simple, but easier said than done. And I hope this video shows you that it moves you in that way, that you can feel that you can feel God's love, or, whatever you believe in, that you have a creator. And there's nothing that can change that. So I decided to create this power anthem with all women. Everything women, edited, filmed, produced, all females. So I was super excited about this, to have an all-female project and to really show the power of women, but also the power of us as who we are in our natural elements. So I decided, okay, I've got this video idea, and I kind of wanted to base it off of Colbie Caillat's Try video, where they're, without makeup. And then I thought, you know what? I see like acne commercials or like these videos where it's like, oh, no makeup, whatever. And then they're in the studio and it's like all fancy schmancy, and then they've really got foundation on. And then, and it's like, that's not real. I want authentic, who these people are, how they come. And so, I was like, I could do it in the studio, but what if I just take it to them? What if I bring my little crew and I go film some of these people, some of these amazing women and their, natural habitat. And basically I'd be like, hey, when can you meet? Whether it's in between work, whether it's here or there, I want you, if it's in your house and there's a vacuum in the background, awesome, it's there, leave it there. That's what it's like. This is your life. And I want to film your life. I don't want to film a faux Hollywood version of someone's life. And I really wanted to give an honest portrayal of these women in a way that people could trust, because I've had a hard time trusting Hollywood and these, natural things. So it's like, this is real. This is like no makeup, us. If you cry in the video, you cry. If you're smiling, you're smiling. Awesome. I just wanted these women to follow the music. And I couldn't be happier with how it all turned out. And that these women were so amazing and brave to do this, because it's not easy, especially for those who are on social media. And social media or not, it's hard. And so for them to go without makeup and have a camera in their face, lip singing, especially if they're not singers, that's nerve-wracking. So I cannot say thank you enough to all these people. And since I can't say thank you enough, I'm going to say thank you to each of you guys. First off, audio production by Becky Willard with Vox Studios. I go to her all the time. She's my go-to recording music for everything. And she's amazing. And I had this idea, but as far as music technicalities with electronics and that stuff, I don't really know how to do that stuff. So she was really great in taking my ideas and helping make that come to fruition, as opposed to just being an idea. And video production by Lindsay Kempenaut. She's amazing. She's in film industry. She's with the Dream Mill Productions. I've worked with her multiple times as an actress and on, different film projects or commercials. So she was really great to do this, because she had to travel around with me to all these different locations, and we're driving from Pleasant Grove to Salt Lake to Ogden to, I don't even know, everywhere. So I was very adamant about finding someone to video this that was passionate enough to gladly do something like this and put in the effort and blood, sweat, and tears, because just, yeah, props to you, Lindsay. And BTS editing, my momager, Allison, she also came along, and normally I have my brothers help on set, kind of as crew, but this was all female, so my mom was there, and I couldn't have done it without her. I mean, I couldn't do anything without her. My mom was amazing. So she told me that she is part of Momagers United, which I didn't hear about till today. But if you guys are a part of that, maybe comment down below. And the 10 amazing women in this video, I love you all. I'm just gonna read it off, a list I have, so I don't forget anyone. Dana Anquel, Jen Blossel, Fox Caraway, Jenny Noonan Dye, Alana Moore Jeffrey, Elise Claire Jones, Reese Oliveira, Bree Ray, Kelsey Santabria, and Maddie Wilson. I love you women so, so much. Especially, it was hard coordinating everyone's schedule, so for you guys to be flexible and to let me, you know, squeeze in just an hour to come in your homes and invade your homes without makeup on, I super duper appreciate that. Also, to the people who wanted to be a part of the video or offered to help, but because of schedule coordination being so difficult, and you know, some things not working out, and so not everyone that wanted to be a part of it could end up being a part of it because we had a deadline. I want to thank you guys too for being so willing, because if I could have everyone in it, I would. So I'm kind of bummed about that, but I'm also really grateful that I had more than enough people willing to offer their talents to this video. So thanks to all who offered and were supportive of this, and the people who continue to be supportive and share it and like it and comment. Please, if this is something that's important to you, to your family, to your friends, to these women out there, this is such an important message that, I mean, we talk about, but it hasn't been fixed. And it's a process, and I want to help in that process. And if this is a cause that's important to you, share this, #whoareyou, heart emoji at the end, and I want to create a call to action. I'm going to be posting a selfie of me with no makeup on, and I want you to #whoareyou, and just tell me who you are. Adjectives, what you do, what you love, what makes you you, your imperfection, your flaws, things you're good at, everything. I want to know it. Share it on Instagram, share it on Facebook. And yeah. Love you guys. I am a British television aficionado.
I am awkward.
I am an artiste.
Spunky, funky, weirdo.
I'm a kitty. I'm like legitimately a cat.
I would describe myself as a professional model. I've had years of experience. I don't know if you've heard of this thing called Mervyn's department store. That's probably why you recognize me, I think.
I love all things music, especially country music. That's my favorite.
I'm busy and tired. I try my best to be a pretty optimistic person for the most part.
I'm a lover of the world and of truth.
I usually feel like I'm always happy at times.
I am a taco enthusiast.
I'm a daughter.
I'm a daughter.
I'm a mom.
I'm a mom.
I am a wife.
I'm a wife.
I'm a sister. Sister.
I am a sister.
I'm a fiance.
And I love my family.
I am a dog mom. I'm not a dog mom. I hate that.
I'm a recent graduate.
I love ice cream 24/7.
I love ice cream, dairy-free, because that's all I can eat.
I love kitties. I love animals in general.
I'm a singer-songwriter.
I'm a writer.
I'm a little finicky.
I'm a weirdo and a nerd.
I'm a singer.
I'm a student.
I'm an actress.
I love sports. I love being outdoors and hiking, and I love hanging out with my husband.
I'm an actress.
I have awesome friends who love me who I am, so.
I'm a dancer.
I make sure everybody's like getting fed and everything.
Some of my passions are theater, acting, drawing, just anything really artsy I'm pretty down for. I'm a daughter of God.
And I love being outdoors.
I'm a singer.
I like my attention, but only when I want it.
I'm a lover of words.
I'm a songwriter.
Ridiculous. That's probably how to describe myself. Hi, I'm Jen Boss. I'm ridiculous.
I love being funny.
But we love it.
It's the best. Join the club.
To live with.
Man, I wrote this question. I didn't even think the answer for myself.
I hate that question.
About me? Sorry. I apologize. It's not one of my favorite attributes about myself.
This is weird to like try and like talk about yourself.
I'm super outgoing. I'll just talk to anyone just because, even if they don't really want me to.
I love people.
I like to travel alone. I think that's kind of cool.
I have a lot of love to give, and I like that.
I was very like careful about relationships and dating, and was selective, and so I like my approach to relationships, I guess.
My confidence and my ability to work hard and try and get what I want out of life.
I feel like I've always been pretty stubborn and confident with myself.
Laid back when I want to be laid back. Not always. Being a people person is probably one of my favorite attributes.
I feel like for the most part I'm pretty mature for my age, which is helpful, especially doing the things that I want to do. I think I'm pretty caring and forgiving.
I went to this like market and they had this spice collection and I nerded out and I bought all these spices and I called my mom. I was like, Mom, they have this spice market. And so we picked out all these spices and we nerded out together, and I just think that's fun. I really appreciate spices because I love cooking and it's an art form, but also it's cultures, and I just love that I love learning.
I like how I'm open to other people. Like, I don't know, I love having new friends, and I love like talking to people who, I just don't know very well.
Someone who just, I don't know, embraces everything, and I like that about me.
That I can love people for who they are and not be bothered by imperfect people too much.
I'm really strong.
I'm 38 and it's taken a long time to get to a point where confidence is just, innate.
You never know who needs that smile, or like who needs a funky friend, or like somebody be like, what up, I'm weirder than you. And I like that my voice sounds unique. I think it does.
Very emotional.
If I ever have to talk to an adult, I don't just like clam up, which is nice.
I like that I'm a natural blonde.
I love that I love knowledge. The other day I was like, had a really proud moment because my whole backpack is just full of books and like journals, and I was like, wow, I'm really proud of who I am. Because did I have lotion in there or like things that like maybe a typical girl might bring? Nope, it was just books.
And I like my talents.
I am opinionated.
I'm pretty in tune with the spirit when it comes to performing. It's been like a great help for me deciding what to do in my career and like what to accept and what not to, because that's really tricky. So sometimes it's easier just to be like, okay, what do you want me to do?
That's something I love about myself.
I cry.
The not good thing to do is to like resort to food.
I have my daughter, remember why I love her and what my purpose is.
Dance in a park.
I think being with family helps a lot for me, and being with people that I love helps me lift my spirit a little bit.
I draw.
You just accept everything that comes your way and just do something with it.
I actually really like to listen to music, and typically it's some music that'll like match my mood.
Text my friends. When I'm down, I pray. Have a real serious talk to my Heavenly Father. It's probably my favorite thing to do.
I just felt really blessed that I have an outlet where I can take sad things and then turn them into art and a way of expression. And I literally was thinking like, man, I'm so happy. Like, I'm having a struggle, like finding some things to write about. And then what do you know? Some unfortunate things happened in the day. And then I was like kind of sad, but then I was like, this is great, I have stuff to write about. And then it became a celebration. So that's what I do when I'm down.
Talking to someone you care about, I think that also helps a lot.
I like to listen to really loud music.
Sometimes fresh air helps me. The thing that helps me the most is good music and dancing, like without fail. That always, always, always puts me in a better mood.
Turn everything off and lay in the dark.
The thing that helps me feel better, as opposed to just like wallowing, would be praying. I think the best thing about praying is like if you can't call your mom, then you can like call God, you know what I mean? So I think that is one of the things that's like wherever you're at, it's always like comforting to just be able to, you know, even just in your head, be able to say a little prayer.
I sing. I sing like hymns and primary songs, and I also just like sing like choir songs and just like what's on the radio.
I text my people.
And I like to just hang out with my husband and my kids because like you can't not smile when you're around them because they're really fun.
Watch like a sad movie or something.
When I reach out to others, or if I do service, or if I can perform for someone else or do something for someone else, or just connect with other humans, I think that's honestly the best thing to do, because the natural thing to do is to like stick by myself. But I think if I reach out to others, that's, yeah.
I'll watch like a favorite show on Netflix or something.
Stick your head out the window and let the wind just blow your hair in your face.
I either write a song or I go on a run.
I eat ice cream.
So I either sing it out or I run it out.
If it gets bad enough, I usually pray. I mean, that really should be a first resort, but if it's a really bad day, then I pray.
And sometimes that's what we need, just little things to just be like, oh right, things are like, okay, I'm still here.
Binge watch Netflix.
Talk to my family, really. They know, like, on really bad days, like, I'm calling them, I'm at their house, telling them what's going on.
I'll try to serve.
I think it's very important to journal and write down what you're feeling. If I have something that's making me angry, if I can just like get those thoughts out of my head and put them to a piece of paper, then usually that can calm me down.
Eating chocolate.
I write a song.
My fiance, or, whoa, I'm like crying with that. Or my parents. I'm actually pretty grateful for phones, so I can call people, because I think for me it's when I connect with people that helps me feel better.
Everybody's bruising, there's nothing wrong with who you are.
There's so many. Dang.
Jared, probably most often, just because I think he sees me in a light that I don't see myself in. Final answer.
Real talk. When I was a divorced single mom, two things happened that really strengthened my knowledge that God loves me, and they have to do with church. So one of them was that my local church leader, my bishop, is a man who had been divorced before, which in my church is unheard of. Usually bishops are not people who have been divorced before, but mine was. And the fact that mine was at a time when I felt like I didn't know what was going to happen fact that someone that I went to for counsel and guidance had been through it before was huge.
Friends and family who constantly remind me of it and remind me that they love me and that they support me no matter what.
When I'm feeling down, I cry. And then I'm feeling blue, and then I relish in that moment, because actually I think tears are really beautiful and really sacred, and that when I'm feeling sad, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna experience this, and then I'm gonna let it go.
When I turned, I think 15, 16, I had been inactive for probably since I was 14, and I really didn't, I would say, convert back to the church until I was 20, like a couple months ago. But 15, 16, I came to understand that I was made the way I was made for a reason. And even though I grew up in a world that was completely white and I was this dot in the middle, I just, something clicked and I was like, whoa, I was made the way I was made for a reason, and I have a purpose and I have a message, and there's a voice inside of me that needs to be shared. And that's kind of when things started to slowly turn around in my life. But I think that was the main turning point. And a big part of that was my dad would always be like, you are enough no matter where you go, no matter what you do, you're always enough. And you are a daughter of God, and you gotta let that light shine. And he'd sing to me, all this stuff. But my dad was definitely a huge, huge part of keeping my head on straight and reminding me that I'm a child of God.
We did this song for the church. It was just really uplifting to me.
What it means to be a child of God is that we have unlimited potential, which is so cliche of follow your dreams, but I'm a huge believer that because we're a child of God, our little spirits communicate with us. If we have these desires, those desires also equate to that's our purpose. Everyone has individual desires, and I say follow those feelings. That's your little spirit telling you what you're sent to this earth to do. And because God is your Father and you have divine lineage, nothing can stop you, baby. So
My best friend, she's always saying, I got no problems with myself because I am a daughter of the Most High God. Anytime that I'm doubting myself, I think of that. He wouldn't produce anything that isn't worth a whole lot. Getting our self-worth from that as opposed to outside sources is really the difference in being true to yourself and being somebody that you want, that someone else might want you to be.
I think there's so many beautiful things that I learned about being a child of God, and I'm obsessed.
Just to feel love from people is the biggest example of the fact that we are all children of God. And I think, I don't know what it is, but that just feeling love, I think, is the closest thing to feeling the Savior.
People in my life.
I was pregnant with Gracie, and I had gained over 100 pounds, and I was so sick and I couldn't do anything that I loved. So it's not just that I looked different, but I physically couldn't do anything that made me me. And that was the first time I really, really struggled, and I'd look in the mirror and I'd be like, I don't know who that is. And it is a terrible feeling to not recognize yourself, because when you don't feel comfortable in yourself, it just brings so many problems with basically everything else in your life. And I remember feeling like I needed to look in the mirror, which I hated doing at the time, but I just needed to look a little bit longer. And it was hard. I hated it, and I looked at it for a really long time, and I cried, and I waited until after I cried, and I was still looking at myself, and then that's when I just felt, right? You just feel oh yeah, just even a sliver of how God sees us, that is enough to just empower you through anything.
It's easy to forget, but dang it.
So I had a missionary companion, and she had this moment of revelation when we were on a train platform once, and was like, I am a child of God. And I was like, yes you are. And I thought, wow, I've never had that aha moment. I've been taught that I'm a child of God my whole life, and that really isn't a profound and incredible thing, but I kind of was flippant, I'm a child of God, so rad, but I already know that. And so that set me on this quest for the past however many years, since like 4 years, and I've been so fascinated by this idea of what does it mean to be a child of God? How can I tap into that? What does that feel like? What does that show up like in my life? And so I'd say every day I ask myself that question, and I like commune with God, and I discover and develop that knowledge. And with that knowledge that I'm a child of God, it turns into action. So cliche. Or also just this idea that I'm going to take action on this principle, and then I'll see it manifest in my life that, yeah, I am a child of God.
I have family, I have friends, I have a fiance that all remind me.
Little things remind me that I'm a child of God all the time.
Definitely my daughter reminds me that I'm a child of God, because it's easy to see her through God's perspective, at least what I feel like his perspective is, and kind of feel his love for her when I see her, and I'm a lot harder on myself than I am on her, so when I see it through her, I feel like a child again, and I feel like a daughter of God, a child of God.
Dude, every day. God and I have this really rad relationship that low-key anyone can have. I'm not just like extraordinary, and therefore
The fact that I say my prayers every day, it reminds me that God always listens and he's there, and that I'm important to him no matter what, and that I'm a child of God, and he wants to help me, and so that communication is always really important, and that always reminds me every single day that I'm his child.
A temple was built in my town, or a temple had risen from the ashes of another building that had burned down, a sacred building. And in preparation for its opening, there was a local cultural celebration to be held, and it involved dance numbers for a bunch of young people. And I was asked to help with that in teaching the young girls in my neighborhood a dance to celebrate this new building of worship in my neighborhood. And it just so happened that the ages of the girls that could participate were 12 to 18, and it happened a week after one of my daughters was 12, and my oldest daughter had not yet turned 18, so 3 of my daughters got to be in it at the same time. So just the window of time and the fact that I was asked to do something and use my talents in a way that isn't typical for this sort of thing was really evidence that God needed me. Not just loved me, but needed me.
The people around me